Good evening, everyone. This is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. As everyone knows and has heard about Jose Velez, the 22-year-old that was shot and killed by two suspects who he had a previous disagreement with 3 years ago while he was in his car with his girlfriend driving to work in the Bronx. He was pronounced dead in Jacoby Hospital, and apparently the most wanted posters have been taken down. The suspects are still out there. They haven't been caught. And to be honest, I think that the officials need to start, doing their job a lot better and finding these suspects. They have all these cameras. They have all this type of technology, and they still have a hard time finding the people that commit these type of, horrible and tragic crimes. Jose Velez leaves his girlfriend behind, a 2-year-old daughter, and 8 brothers and sisters, and a heartbroken mother. So I don't think any family deserves to have to go through something like this, and justice should be served. At the same time, I bring this situation up because I don't want nobody to ever forget about Jose Velez. Not saying that people have forgotten, but we need to bring him up and we need to continue to speak about him and on his behalf, because we already know how the government is and how the politicians are and the officials. They're quick to forget about people. It's like you're important when you're alive, and when you pass away and your family's left heartbroken and left with no answers, it's like they have no choice but to remain that way and grieve and try to get over it. And no one should have to deal with that and live like that. Justice should be served every time a violent person commits a crime like this. This kid was only 22 years old with a whole life ahead of him. And because he had a disagreement 3 years ago with someone, two suspects ends up shooting him while he's in the car. Like, that's just crazy. It shouldn't have gone that way. People are very envious. You got to be very careful, of people that you have issues with. And even if you have issues, I don't know why things can't be talked out and, dealt with in a respectable manner. Nowadays, people just want to go and grab their gun, or they just want to commit some type of violence and, act in a very disrespectful and murderous mentality. Nobody ever wins, like I always say. One ends up dead and the other ends up in prison. Nobody's winning. But I definitely want to see justice for Jose Velez. I'm going to continue to speak up about him, as much as I can until justice is served. His mother is devastated and heartbroken. He has 8 brothers and sisters. He does have a girlfriend that's also heartbroken, and a 2-year-old little girl who has to grow up without a father. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't imagine how that feels if you haven't lost someone at that age that left, young children behind. Like, this is senseless. This is out of line. These killers need to go to prison, and they need to face judgment. And the rest of them, whether they in gangs, whether they want to be killers and murderers, no matter what type of crimes they commit, they need to go to prison. I mean, they're using all this money to build prisons, but they're not spending money on going to catch the suspects. Either you got to tell on somebody, or, you got to give up some type of information, or if not, the case just go cold. And it'll go cold for years. These suspects are somewhere out there, hanging around. God knows where they are, and God knows when they're going to get caught, and the family continues to suffer, and the 2-year-old little girl is left without a dad. Like, that literally breaks my heart. I couldn't imagine going through something like that. So I want justice for Jose Velez, and I'm hoping that these suspects are turned in to face their judgment, do their time, and I hope they learn something from this. You do not go out there and just kill people because you're upset and over a disagreement. That's just ridiculous. Use your head. Learn to talk things out. Learn to walk away from things. If you've ever been in a situation where you had a fight with somebody, if you lost, take the loss. It's not about losing or winning. It's about respect. But again, Jose Velez was only 22 years old with a whole life ahead of him, a daughter and a family that loved him. And now his family's grieving and the suspects are somewhere out there. And what are the officials doing? We haven't heard anything in the news. This is exactly what happens. Us minorities, this is what they leave us with. This is what they leave our families with. You know, it could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been any of our loved ones. When are we gonna get together, unite together as one, and speak up and stand up for what's right instead of going against each other? It's just nobody's winning. The only ones that are winning here is the government and the politicians and the officials. They don't have to worry about these things because their families are well protected. But us, that we have loved ones that we care for and cherish, and you know, have a lot of things to live for, we have to go through devastating moments like this. So, you know, justice for Jose Velez. You know, I really feel bad for his mother and his family, and I'm really heartbroken about his 2-year-old daughter because she has to grow up her whole entire life without a dad. And his girlfriend, you know, I'm positively sure is heartbroken about this. And we couldn't wish this on our worst enemy. So when does it end? But like I always say, until we get together and unite and speak up, things are never gonna change. They're the ones putting the guns out here, the drugs out here. They're the ones that are corrupt. They could care less about what happens to us or our children. So it's up to us to get together and speak up and learn to respect and love and appreciate one another instead of going against each other just like they want us to be. Because if there's no crimes, if there's no murders, if there's no drugs, then there's no officials. And there's no prisons to put prisoners in. See, if everything stopped, if all the killings and all the drugs and everything stopped, there wouldn't be no officials. Who would they arrest? Who would they throw in prison for the rest of their lives? No one. So it's all a plan and it's all an agenda. And we need to wake up and stop being so blind and stop ignoring the things that are actually going on and facing them. Our voices count. All our voices together count. So we need to start thinking smarter and we need to act, you know, faster. So, you know, rest in peace to Jose Velez. Again, I feel bad for his family, his mother, his 8 brothers and sisters, his girlfriend, and most of all, his 2-year-old daughter. Please keep Jose Velez in your prayers. You know, have faith that justice will be served and these suspects will be caught and face their judgment. This is All Media Access News. God bless everyone. Stay positive. Stay away from negativity. You know, always keep, you know, praying. You know, keep God in your life. Have faith. And, you know, just stay focused and protect your family, you know, and protect yourself. It doesn't matter if it's a person in the street. If you see them in some type of situation, it's always okay to ask somebody, how you doing? Are you okay? You know, is anything wrong? It doesn't cost anything to do that. So please keep Jose Velez in your prayers. He didn't deserve to go out this way, but we want justice, and he deserves justice, and so does his family. This is All Media Access News. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future updates and live streams. God bless everyone. Peace.